It's Friday. How are we doing today? It is kind of amazing how, because I wake up at 4:30 now, I can waste time, or at least paying attention to the amount of time I'm wasting, because I know exactly when I'm getting up. Because before I would just get up whenever, like whenever I had to, and then just do baby stuff or while away the hours and not pay attention. And now I get up and I pay attention to exactly how much time has passed because I know when it started. And I wasted like 45 minutes just looking at my phone, hanging out. Took a shower though. That was nice. And it was fine, I guess. Just the fact that I know the exact amount of time is a little bit like, I probably didn't need to do that. But on the other hand, it is nice to do whatever I want right when I wake up because I have the time. At least I think I do. And get it all out of the way so that I can really focus on my work. So I don't feel that bad about it, but it is I do feel a little bad because I know the exact amount of time. Just knowing the number, it helps. It helps make you feel bad, or it helps motivate you. Well, another way to look at it. So it's Friday. I spent the majority of yesterday editing the new Getting Up Early video. I'm going to be spending the majority of today. I have to finish it today and get approval from the sponsor and then put her up on the tubes. I think this video is going to be, I think it's good. At first when I was editing it, I'm like, oh geez, this is kind of slow. There's it's a little bit too much here. And then I remembered, I'm editing. I can cut things. And then I chopped it up quite a bit and made it move faster. I had to eliminate some jokes because there's a lot of parts that are just like long sections that the entire reason I left them in was because they lead up to a joke. But the joke only works if you have the whole setup. So it adds so much time just for these jokes. And in the end, it's a judgment call, but most of the time I think it's better to keep it moving. You do not, because the jokes aren't going to work for every single person. What's going to work for more people is the point of the video and getting to the point of the video. So had to cut some things. And I do think this video is going to, because when I started doing this video, I didn't expect that I was going to be doing the experiment myself, waking up at 4:30. It wasn't like I'm gonna wake up at 4:30 for a month. Here's what happened, because I didn't plan on doing that. And then when I started getting up at 4:30, so it became that. But then I got sick, so I was only getting up at 4:30 for like 3 days, and then later getting up at 4:30 again. So this video is going to be a little bit wishy-washy because the first half at least is just sort of talking about the idea of getting up early, and then I try it later. And I think some people are going to want to watch just to see me try it. Some people are going to want just to see me talk about the getting up. So it's going to split the audience. It's going to be a little, I don't think it's going to do as well. There'll be comments like, it took you 7 minutes before you did the thing. And that's the way it's going to be. I think the thumbnail is going to say, like, I tried waking up at 4:30, but the title is going to be, why do people like getting up super early? Or something like that. So it's going to be both. It probably would have done better if I would have said I got up at 4:30 for a month. Here's what happened, but that's just not what it is. So I can't title it that. But I think it's going to be funny and fun and bonkers. So I hope you enjoy it. And then I have to start preparing and go to Japan for a week. I'm going to miss my wife and my baby, but it's going to happen. And then I'm coming back and I'm doing the ways to reduce internet from your life. So it's going to be like a list video. I'm gonna do research and find out all the possible ways, and I'm gonna make it as direct as possible, because I hate when videos, it seems like every video, every vlog, there's always a temptation, and I do it too, to have this setup, this preamble, like, hey guys, so I want to reduce the internet because in my life, you know, I spend a lot of time on Etsy and not enough time with my niece, who is working on a dance recital, and I was helping her, but I'm spending too much time on Etsy, and whatever. Just I made up a character just now, but just this long preamble and slow, and then finally they get to it, and then the list is like stuff you've seen in every other article or vlog or blog, or it's just not that good of advice. Sometimes there's definitely useful advice, but I wanna cram in like all the best stuff I found and just straightforward do it. I'm gonna add in jokes, sure, but it's gonna be much more like reduce internet from your life. 1, do this, or not, maybe not 1, but like maybe I won't count it. Maybe I will put numbers. I don't know. 1, turn your phone to grayscale at night. Explain briefly what that is, why it works. 2, do this. 3, do this. 4, do this, and just make it really straightforward. Go right into it, with the entire purpose being just as useful as possible, not it being about me at all. I will mention, probably in somewhere in there, I will mention that we did that video where we quit the internet. We quit for a month, but it won't be the entire. It won't be like right away, and we'll be getting into it right away. Is my goal. My goal is to make a very useful, straightforward list video that jumps right into it and isn't about myself, because everyone does that. I get to do that with these videos, talk about myself. I don't need to do that in the main channel videos. And I just don't think people care that much anymore about the creator as much as the creation. And I think that's probably the way it should be, and the way everything has always been. Like, a lot of people, except for books, I guess, a lot of people know the author of their book, because it's just one person creating it. But on the other hand, no, not a lot of people don't know the author. They just know the book, and they like the book, and they don't even care who the author is. They like movies. They don't know how it was made, like what it's based on. They just like the movie for the movie, the TV show for the TV show. That people don't know, or the food for the food, or whatever. They don't really pay that much attention to the creator. Maybe they should. Before I just said maybe that's the way it should be, but maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe we should know more about how the creations get to us. But people just don't care. They don't. And YouTube is an interesting thing that has from the beginning been about the creator as much as the creation. Probably because YouTube is new and crazy. But as YouTube gets older, less novel, it's not that interesting to know about how the thing was created. It's not that interesting to know that you can, a single person can just create a thing with their camera and put it up for the world to see. That was amazing at first, but it's not anymore. Or it's slowly becoming less interesting. So the temptation is there to be like, this is to talk about yourself, your personal life, and where you come from, and how the thing you're doing is made. At least for me, it is, because I'm interested in video production and stuff. But most people aren't. Maybe you are. A lot of people are, but most people aren't. Most people we're talking about. Like, if you want to go viral, if you want your video to affect a lot, like everyone who sees it, talking about the creation of it is going to immediately eliminate some people. It's just like it's the curse of knowledge. When you come at something from a lot of knowledge, you forget that a lot of other people don't have that knowledge, or don't even want that knowledge. For instance, just did a Twitter poll last night about Star Wars, because that's coming. They're doing a Star Wars celebration today. They're revealing the title, and they're showing a trailer, and I'm excited. I love Star Wars, but I did a Twitter poll. What do you think the next Star Wars is going to be called? 1, The Really Last Jedi. 2, Return of the Jith. 3, Ewoks 3. And 4, Game of Robes. And ridiculous answers. My favorite, my personal favorite, was Return of the Jith. Because it's a combination of Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith, which were the third movies of both of the other trilogies. And I found that hilarious, and I like the sound of Return of the Jith. But that is the lowest voted of the 4. And I realize it's because all that knowledge, I felt nerdy just explaining that just now. That knowledge about those being the third movies of the other trilogies, and those being the names of them. You have to put all that together, and I think any Star Wars fan would immediately put that together, but most people aren't. Most people wouldn't have that knowledge, or at least would only have part of that knowledge, or wouldn't think about it. To have to do that mental work to get it is going to eliminate the likitude of it. Ewoks 3 is the most voted, which surprised me. That's the one I like the least. Because there were 2 Ewok movies made back in the day, so I just called it Ewoks 3. I guess it's funny, Star Wars Ewoks 3. That would be a funny title. But I'm surprised that that's the highest voted. I would have at least thought Game of Robes or The Really Last Jedi. But The Really Last Jedi, that's kind of an obvious joke. But the Game of Robes, I was pretty proud of that one. But I guess people would have to appreciate Game of Thrones as well to like that. So there you go. Ooh. The point is, the curse of knowledge is a real thing to be aware of if you're making things, or explaining things, or in most areas of life, professional life or personal life. When you are explaining things to people, you have to be aware that you may have knowledge about something that they don't, like background knowledge that isn't even apparent in what you're explaining, but like you're coming at it from a different point of view because of the knowledge you have. If you have a lot of knowledge about something, you're in more danger of having a hard time explaining it to someone else, which is weird, but true. So anyway, have a good Friday. I'm gonna get to editing. Well, I gotta get some coffee, but I'm still really enjoying getting up early too. It is truly changing my life. It's pretty awesome. Okay.